On me.
Okay.
Oh, please kill. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Collat, dead.
What the f, man? No way.
Crack.
Man.
Let's go.
Get me.
Bro, I just...
How did I get here?
Hey, what's going on, Champ Squad? My name is Vinsanity if you guys are new, and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So I'm back on the rank ride for Season 8 Split 2, looking to hit Master's rank for the 4th time, and I thought that I'd go ahead and make a tier list where I rank the best current legends for ranked this season on Olympus. The meta in Diamond and Pred lobbies is pretty open on Olympus, I'd say, with a lot of team comps that could potentially work. There's still a ton of Revenant Octanes, Gibbys, Bloodhounds, but also some more teams running Bangalore and a few other legends. So today I'm going to go over who I think the S and A tier legends for Season 8 ranked on Olympus are, and in the background I'll have some highlights from 4 dubs in Diamond lobbies that I've gotten recently. As you guys can see from the gameplay, I run all sorts of team comps and legends. I've tried out a bunch of them to get an idea of what I think the best team comp is on Olympus. So I'm going to go ahead and rank all of the legends individually that I think belong in S and A tier for ranked, and then discuss why I place them in a particular tier. And at the end, I'll talk about what I think are actually the best team comps overall for the Olympus split. It goes without saying that this is, of course, just my opinion, but I'll try to explain my reasoning behind why I place certain legends in certain tiers. Real quick, before I hop into the tier list, if you guys are new, I upload educational Apex videos and high kill gameplay, specifically for console players. I also host subscriber 1v1 tourneys and scrims or cash prizes every once in a while. So if you're interested in joining the community, consider dropping a like, subscribing, and also check out my Discord link, which will be in the description. So to kick things off, starting with A tier for ranked, I'm going to put Bangalore in A tier. As a Bang main, I've run her a decent bit on Olympus. I do think it's probably her best ranked map. Because of how open Olympus is and how many people run snipers and long range, her smokes are really good for providing you and your team some on-the-go cover to avoid long-range gunfire and also sneak out of pinches. Her ult's really effective if you're getting aped along a stretch of open space. It can be used to hold back those teams really well. And Bang's also just a really solid 1v1 legend. Her double time passive allows her to rapidly reposition and have really quick movement, which can get you out of tough situations or also help you get surprising angles on the opposing team. So next up, joining Bangalore in A tier, I'm going to put Crypto. I do think that Crypto, if he's in the right hands, is a really solid rank legend on pretty much every map. He can get your team so much utility with his drone, whether it be revealing enemy positions, determining the next zone, recovering banners and respawning teammates instantly. It just goes on and on. His EMP is also extremely good. It will give your team a really big edge in any gunfight if you push off of it. Overall, a good Crypto is a really big asset to any team. They're just kind of hard to come by because I think there's a pretty big skill gap when it comes to playing Crypto, but I do think if you can find a Crypto who knows what he's doing, he's really good. So next up in A tier, I'm going to put Wraith. Wraith just isn't a staple of every rank squad like she used to be, but I do think she's still pretty solid. Even with her hitbox expansion last season, she's still pretty small, she's slippery, and a really good 1v1 legend. Her portals can be useful on Olympus for getting out of pinches, but I do think that Octane's jump pad provides similar utility but a bit more effectively. I think she's still a solid addition for any team for ranked. You'll still see her on a decent amount of squads, but I think there are just some better options, but for me she's still A tier. So along with Wraith, I'm also actually going to put Lifeline in A tier. Lifeline's kit is going under a pretty big rework in Season 9, based on what we know from current leaks from devs, but as of right now, I still think she's a top legend, especially when in the right hands. Her auto res shield basically gives your team a much better chance of turning around a 2v3 or a 1v3. In high tier ranked, when one team gets a knock, they usually just full send the other team, and if you have a lifeline who can drop a res on a down teammate and use the res shield for cover when the other team pushes, you have a much better chance of flipping the script and ending up winning that 2v3 a lot more easily since you get your teammate back. Especially if you have a gold bag, Lifeline's one of the best legends in the game. She's one of the best additions to any team. Your Lifeline does have to be pretty good. She's got to try to stay up and be the last one to go down and instantly drop res if someone goes down and know how to play the cover from her res shield pretty well. But in the right hands, Lifeline's really good, so I think she's A tier.
I got him.
So I was thinking about putting Caustic in A tier, but after his nerf last season and the way that Olympus plays as a ranked map, I just think Caustic's probably B tier. He's not quite as effective on this map since there's less camping in buildings and a ton of wide open space. So I'm going to keep him at B tier, and I'm going to move on to the S tier legends next. So moving on to S tier ranked legends, the first legend I'm going to place in S tier is Bloodhound. Bloodhound's just one of the most solid, consistent legends you can run ranked. He's one of the most popular legends, especially in top tier ranked, regardless of the map really, and I think this is for good reason. His scans make one of the most important aspects of Apex Legends, which is tracking, a whole lot easier. Every time he scans, you take away the unpredictability factor of another team's positioning and can see very clearly where each of them is, whether they're together or split, if a third party is pulling up behind them that you were unaware of, if one of them is trying to flank. You get all this information from his scans. If Bloodhound pops his ult, you get scans every 5 seconds or so, and with his speed boost, he's really hard to hit, and it gives your team a huge edge in any fight. Overall, Blood's one of the best legends in the game for ranked on Olympus, as well as other ranked maps. He's clear S tier for me. So joining Bloodhound in S tier is going to be Gibby. Gibby's just a staple of most ranked squads in top tier ranked, pretty much any map, and this stays true for ranked on Olympus. In my opinion, he's the best 1v1 legend in the game. He's an absolute damage sponge between his gun shield and his fortified perk, reducing incoming damage. His bubble also provides your team with on-the-go cover, which is super useful on Olympus, and his ult's great for endgame to force enemy teams out of good positioning or height. Gibby's one of the best ranked legends in my opinion, and he's definite S tier. So the next legend I'm going to put in S tier is Horizon. Honestly, I don't think this should becoming a surprise to anybody. She's just the best legend in the game in my opinion. Her tactical gets your whole team pretty much instant high ground with very little risk of getting shot at because you go up the lift so quickly. And she's overall just super slippery and hard to hit. She's got really smooth movement, and her ult can also grief teams more than any other ult in the game, I feel like. She makes any team a lot harder to bring down just because she's so hard to track. She gets unexpected angles on you, can take away your height. She's just broken right now. They're definitely going to nerf her, or they should, in Season 9, but for right now, she's definite S tier. Finally, the last two legends I'm going to put in S tier are Octane and Revenant. Olympus is just such a wide open map in certain areas, and if you get third partied or find yourself in a pinch, Octane's great for two reasons. One, you can full send and ape a team if you've knocked one and finish them really quickly to avoid getting third partied. And two, on the other hand, if you're struggling, you're getting third partied, if you need to rapidly disengage, you can hard dip out of a tough situation with his jump pad. Octane's really great for this kind of quick engaging and disengaging from fights, which is super crucial in ranked. His tack also gives him crazy stray speed, making him a really good 1v1 legend, so for me, he's S tier. And finally, we can't really talk about Octane without talking about Revenant, and I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to put Revenant in S tier. I don't like what he's done to the ranked meta, but the truth is, Revenant's one of the best legends for safely gaining RP, especially in high tier ranked, because he gives your whole team a risk-free push using his totem that you can use to gather some easy KP. His silence L1's actually really good in my opinion as well, and when you pair him with Octane, he's super toxic but really broken. So that's going to wrap up my overall tier list for S and A tier legends for ranked on Olympus. Again, this is just my opinion, but I also wanted to consider what I think the best 3 team comps are. So those legends are all good really individually, but who do I think kind of works best with one another? And I'd say my probably favorite team comp that I really recommend is Gibby, Bloodhound, Horizon. All these legends are super solid. You get Bloodhound scans, which help a ton in fights. You get instant high ground with Horizon's tack, and you also get on-the-go cover through Gibby's bubble. These legends complement each other really well, and they make up probably the most consistent team comp for ranked. Another really broken team comp that I don't really recommend you using, but it's really good, is Revenant Octane Bloodhound. So basically you can pop Rev ult and Bloodhound can pop his ult, you can hit the totem, and then Bloodhound can scan and identify where the enemies are, and you can hit totem and jump pad, full send a team, and third party without pretty much any risk at all. So with Bloodhound scans, you can see if any players are split and try to send that player while you're in Rev ult, and all it really takes is the first knock to win your fights now if you push in Rev ult, because even if you get sent back after getting one knock, you can just jump pad right back on them and finish the team off. Another team comp I really like is Bangalore, Bloodhound, Horizon. So I'm a Bang main, so I really like running her, even in ranked, and I think she complements Bloodhound really well, since you can use her smokes and then scan, and if you have a Digi, you can just cause a lot of problems for teams through your smoke. They can run through your smoke and you can just fry them with Digi or through the scans, which outline the players' bodies. And Horizon's also just a great addition to any team, so I think she fits in with that group really well. That's going to wrap it up for my tier list for ranked for this season. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay highlights, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Hitting about. Play this close. No way. Horizon right here, last one, right part. Go with this.
You win this, Vince. Give the bitch.
Nice.
Self-res behind it. Right here.
Oh, he just... That was good to save, bro.
Yo, people pulling up. Yo, I got 1-1.
One shot dead. Come on, let's go.
We might not get sent back.
Doesn't matter. No, they're fighting. Don't break it. Make sure you don't break the red wall. Octane right behind you. If you push the team they pushed.
Go ahead. That's why I said it.
Make sure you push, bro. We should get some back. I cracked one. I got some back. Just chill here. Yo, watch your timer, guys. Watch your timer. Yeah, you... I'm sorry.
That was all. Mozambique is crazy, bro.
I need light. I'm double light on this one.
Behind us. Yeah.
I'm padding. Let's get
Hey, they
out.
ran away.
We need to go zone 2. We need to find a spot in zone. Behind that rock.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold him out. Start scanning. Gibby. Don't go too far.
Don't go too far in the circle. Hey bro, they're silenced.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, come on. Vinsanity, I'm with you.
Don't go too hard. Wait for the bubble to drop.
Behind us. Last team behind us.
Get into the houses. Come on. Let's get that god spot quick.
I cracked this body shield. Bro, y'all win this.